Can't be fixed, right? Right, Will? We're past the point of the Broncos being fixed this season.
I think this thing's broken, and we need to scrap it and sell it for parts.
Okay, call the junk man. We got parts to sell, and they include everything from Russell Wilson's elbow to our offensive lineman's toes and our defensive lineman's grundles.
The grundles especially. The grundles will fetch you a pretty penny on the black market.
Yes, they will. Well, here we are. Week 10, the Broncos got their asses kind of kicked by the Titans. It's hard to say ass kicked when the final score is 17-10, but after an early Broncos touchdown to Jalen Virgil, nothing worked for them offensively. We're going to get into all of it. A lot of injuries are the problem. Before we just shit on the team, I think it would be very hard for a very talented offense to win with the current iteration of the offensive line due to injuries. Today's episode brought to you by DraftKings. If you have any desire to watch football or sports ever again after being hurt so atrociously by your team, check out DraftKings with our code DNVR. And of course, my coffee company, benchwarmerbrew.com. Will, holy shit, man. I thought the game might shake out this way. But part of me thought, based on what happened in Jacksonville, we might see a little more out of the offense. Might just see it get a little bit better. And I wasn't even talking like a lot better. Just like
a little bit. Just in the 20s, in the low 20s.
Yeah, low 20s, a very slow, growth chart. Okay.
Yeah.
Still a lot of problems, but.
And it looked like it was headed that way in the first quarter. Or in the second quarter, I suppose.
The first quarter, 0 points.
First quarter was all punts. Yeah. Consistent on both sides.
843 punt yards in this game total.
Yeah, it was CBS at one point. They were breaking down the difference in punt technique between Corliss Waitman and Ryan Stonehouse, which was actually kind of interesting.
No, it wasn't.
But it told us where we were in that game. I thought it was interesting.
Oh, I opened the Broncos recap with that.
Good move.
It
says everything you need right there.
I was like, this game was so boring that they were telling us the subtle differences between the way punters held the ball on punts. So, in a good game, that's one of those things that might have gone unnoticed. But Stonehouse, they hold the ball from underneath. Anyway, that was one thing you thought was interesting, the way that the punters held the ball.
That was probably the most interesting thing about this game for quite a while. Once things – so Jalen Virgil gets open. I think it was a third down. He gets wide open, scores a touchdown on his first career catch in his first career game played. And you get the sense at that point, it's 7-0, that this could shake out a lot like the Jacksonville game, where it's very, very ugly in the first quarter, and it takes them a little while to, rev up their engines, and they're going to go out there and they're going to score 21, 24 points. And then you get another field goal, and that's it. That's where the offense ends. The drives in the fourth quarter, in the second half, are just punt, interception to end the game.
5 punts, a pick to end the game. And the Broncos they were up 10-0, just like they were against the Chargers, which I believe, happened to mention in our Madden simulation. So that was
Check
one
that
funny
out if you don't already.
similarity. And they give up a touchdown right before halftime, right? That kind of was a dagger, like, because the defense was playing so well, and then Tennessee just moved the ball. I'm not smart enough to know if the Broncos actually went to prevent defense, what the hell is happening there. But that just happens in the NFL. Good, semi-good, average teams with 2 minutes, they run their 2-minute offense, they're going to score. Titans fans, take solace in that ability of your team to do that, because when the Broncos were in the same situation at the end of the game, I had no faith, no confidence, no thought that they might win. And their final drive was really bad, the Broncos, and somehow they got down into the red zone, which I think furthers my point that the NFL is designed to, if you just run a hurry-up offense, it's going to work.
Yeah.
You can't do it through the whole game, because if the 1 or 2 times it doesn't work, all of a sudden you're putting your defense in a horrible position. But the Broncos defense letting that touchdown up right before halftime, that hurt them. And then, of course, after that, it felt like the Broncos were playing. Every week, it feels like the Broncos offense is playing the greatest defense maybe in the last decade. It feels like they're playing.
It feels like, yeah.
The 2015 Broncos, the 02 Ravens, 01 Ravens. What the hell were they? The Ravens. The 2000 Ravens.
Yeah.
The 85 Bears. That Buccaneers defense. If you combined all of those defenses' greatest strengths, like, that's how bad their offense looks every week.
I mean, you think about it, like 2015, their strength, rushing the passer. 2002 Buccaneers, taking the ball away and scoring. 2000, getting away with murder. 85, if you combine all those together, that's the defense we're facing. But simultaneously, we are fielding the second best defense of all time.
Yeah.
And I think I saw a stat I believe it was by Ryan Konigsberg, who said that if the Broncos had just scored 18 points in every single game, they'd be 8-1 right now.
Yeah. That's pathetic.
Awesome. It makes you sick, really.
Yeah, it does. LS, joke's on you. Our team sucked before the trade, so we were in the same position last year. At least we tried to do something different. If our offense was just average, what is our record? Well, I think we just covered it. 8-1.
There you go.
Is the only loss to the Raiders then?
I think so, yeah. Of course.
Yeah, they lose to Jeff Saturday and the Colts today. So, not everything's bad.
That was a lot of fun.
That game, the Raiders-Colts game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had Matt Ryan running for 40 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
One of the greatest plays you'll ever see. Matt Ryan starting there is weird too.
Yeah,
because it seems
weird
like
dynamics going on in Indy.
Yeah, it seemed like he got benched. Like Frank Reich was forced to bench him.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Frank Reich never really wanted Matt Ryan, so I don't know.
It's possible, yeah.
But it seemed like Frank Reich didn't want to bench Matt Ryan, and then they fire Frank Reich, and the first thing Jeff Saturday does is like, well, we're gonna fucking start Matt Ryan again. I don't know what you idiots are doing here. We're gonna get Matty Ice out there, but yeah. Anyway, back to the Broncos in their atrocious game. So I think that like the biggest problem in this game, besides the Broncos offense always being just bad, is to start the game. You have Calvin Anderson at left tackle and Billy Turner at right tackle. Mm-hmm. Cam Fleming inactive, and he fills in for basically either of those guys if one gets hurt. Well, Billy Turner gets hurt, so then you're down a right tackle. You had Graham Glasgow playing center already.
Quinn Bailey goes in at right tackle.
Yeah, Quinn Bailey goes in right tackle. Never heard of him.
He looks like Thurman Merman from Bad Santa.
Nice.
Someone posted that.
I don't even remember Thurman Merman. It's just a funny name.
You don't remember Thurman Merman?
No, I don't remember much of Bad Santa.
Time for a rewatch.
Fuck. Lloyd Cushenberry already hurt. Graham Glasgow there. Graham Glasgow gets hurt. So then we got rookie Luke Wattenberg,
who was one of the final results of the Von Miller trade.
Oh.
He was one of those picks, I believe.
Yeah, middle to late round draft pick, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's tough. That's what I'm talking about, where those injuries on the line, that is really just a tough situation to be in for your offense. Now, that said, Tennessee pretty banged up on their defensive front, but thank God.
Yeah.
Could you, if Tennessee was healthy on defense, this game would have been a slaughter.
If Luke Wattenberg had to go in and immediately block Jeffrey Simmons, he might not have been able to snap the ball. And he barely was able to in the first place. There were, 3 mishandled snaps?
Something like that. Russ fumbled it 3 times. He was sacked 6 times.
Hit probably 15 times, I want to say.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
You know how you can get through a situation like that, Will?
Please tell me.
Just running the fucking football effectively.
Yeah.
That's how you can do it. And guess what? Longest run of the game for the Broncos, 11 yards. Tennessee Titans' longest run, also 11 yards. It was Melvin Gordon and Ryan Tannehill tying for the longest 11-yard runs, which means the Denver Broncos defense once again shut down Derrick Henry. And not at all did it make me feel like we had a chance to win.
I think we might need to get a Quentin Nelson type back there.
Yeah.
That guy can. I wanted that play to be live so badly.
Yeah. I think I was gonna tweet something about he should be RB1 for the Broncos or something like that, and then I don't think I actually did. But I feel you. I feel you, because he was about to start bulldozing guys.
He might have taken that thing to the house. Yeah. I don't know who's tackling him. I'll just say that.
Yeah, why don't you find a guy like that and kind of line him up like a flank or wing, and just as a quarterback, pitch it out to him so it's already like a mismatch, like a guy built like Quentin Nelson's got a corner in front of him, or maybe a safety. So it's like a pitch, but he's starting out there already, so he doesn't have to, he's got the head start. He gets away from the big boys, and then it's just watching him bulldoze the smaller corners down the sideline.
I think we might have just invented a new offense.
We call it the big boy push offense.
The
BBP. Brandon Perna. Yeah. Well,
I don't know if you mentioned this. Sorry, already that Jerry Jeudy was hurt on the first play of the game.
Yeah,
the first offensive snap.
We haven't talked about that.
That was we went to the game already down KJ Hamler, who somehow this team got more injured during the bye week.
Yeah,
I don't know how that happens, but they managed to find a way to do so.
Yes.
And then on the first snap, Jeudy, he's running a corner route, and if he doesn't slip, that might have been a big play.
Yeah, he was going to be open.
He was about to be open. Unfortunately, he does slip, and it looked bad. It's an ankle injury. And we remember he missed 7 games last year with an ankle injury.
It looked like a high ankle sprain. That's my doctor guess.
Yeah, as we're both doctors. We love doctors and medicine doctors.
Hey guys, I like doctors, the good ones.
Yeah, and so that was just atrocious. You just and it's not funny, but like you have to laugh to keep from crying sometimes with this team.
Yeah.
You knew what kind of day you were in for when that's the first play.
Yeah, it's like the snap going over Manning's head in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, essentially. Except, imagine if we had gotten out to a 10-0 lead in that game. Good Lord.
Yeah. So I'm reading the ankle injury is to the back of Jerry Jeudy's ankle, but they don't think it's an Achilles. So I don't know what the fuck that means.
That's good.
Yeah, it was Judy does that. Tyree Cleveland slips on the final drive. It was like a 3rd and 4, and he was open. And like at that point, I guess throughout the game, they're talking about the field condition was shitty because a college football game was played there yesterday. You know, who knows?
Yeah, and I think there was a college game there yesterday that might have loosened up the field. Did you just say that?
Ladies and gentlemen, we just caught Will Keys not listening to a fucking word I've been saying.
I was reading a tweet, sorry.
Yeah, you just pulled a urinating tree.
Damn. Well,
that's all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah, we got him. Man, that was good. We all needed that. We all needed that.
Hey.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Replay that part over and over. No, I get it. I do it all the time. You're reading a tweet, trying to figure out a piece of information. The other idiot just keeps talking. You're like, I'm trying to figure out if the field was bad. Yes.
And we're back.
You know what? If you want to stay focused, why don't you check out DraftKings Sportsbook? Not only does it help with focus and mental acuity, it's strictly just for football and basketball, NBA, NFL, sports. You can place bets here for sports. That's what DraftKings is actually for. And new customers, when you use code DNVR and you make a pregame moneyline wager, you're going to receive $200 in free bets if your bet cashes. That can be for the NBA or the NFL. I told you to take the under on anything Broncos offense related for this game. Russ might have broken the over on passing yards in a weird performance, so I just stopped listening to me. Listen to an expert. Stack some parlays. You want a bigger payout? A nice juicy payout? Well, you stack a couple bets inside DraftKings. And hopefully you win because you can count on our football team not. Again, code DNVR on any pre-football game wager. And they're going to give you $200 in free bets if that bet cashes. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Link in the description. Restrictions, eligibility rules apply. See DraftKings for details. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See draft show notes for details. Okay. So now that Will is listening to me again.
What now?
You are listening to me again?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Blown coverages is the only reason number 3 has any TDs.
I don't know if that's fair because I think they saw a coverage that was able to be exploited, and he audibled into a play, and I think he exploited a defense.
Yeah, I mean, like Tom Brady shouldn't have any touchdowns then.
Yeah,
like you watched the Bucks game this morning, like you're just finding guys who weren't covered.
Yeah,
you touchdowns too, but like except for when Patrick Mahomes does a shovel pass, and should not be a touchdown.
No,
not at all.
It is funny that our one touchdown today was not called by the play caller. There's an audible. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know it was an audible.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I just said. Were you listening?
Yeah, no, I did. I heard you say audible, but
okay.
So you're saying Nathaniel Hackett Did not call any touchdown. Okay.
No.
Man, I was having a conversation yesterday about Hackett.
With whom?
With real people. With the in-law, family friend.
Okay.
We're just talking ball. Okay?
Yeah.
As people do. And we're talking about, like, what are the chances that Hackett would be fired this season? I was like, very slim. I think, like, for this season, go through the season, they'll make the changes after. I said, unless they lose in horrific fashion to the Titans. And this was pretty dang close.
Unless something very likely happens.
Yeah. I was like, this is pretty close. Could be fired. I don't fucking know. I suggested, hear me out, Will. Yeah. So the Colts get a win after Jim Irsay thinks outside the box, right?
Way outside the box.
Goes and gets Jeff Saturday. No NFL coaching experience. What if the Broncos get a coach with no NFL experience?
Like, didn't even play either.
In my video, I say Phil Jackson.
Oh.
How many championships has that guy won?
I think 11.
Yeah. 1 ring for every finger plus 1 for his dick.
He does seem like a dick ring kind of guy, I'm going to be honest.
So
he and Aaron Rodgers would be an interesting combo just because I think Phil is really into peyote.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously Rodgers is a fan of the ayahuasca.
Yeah. He brought in a sort of like hippie type mindset to the triangle offense.
Yes.
Old Phil Jackson.
Look at you.
Look at that. Look at that basketball reference.
Whew.
Just watch basketball documentaries and you can talk about it in a way that makes people think you watch the sport. You want to talk about the Redeem team? I can hit you there.
I got to watch that.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting enough.
Interesting enough is good enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, I don't want to have my mind blown necessarily during a sports documentary. Like, don't give me anything too interesting. I'm here mostly to watch like cool dunks and crossovers and like teammates getting mad at each other, but don't hit me with anything too crazy.
Yeah. So the best part of that one is when they're playing Spain and it's Kobe going up against Pau Gasol. And he tells everybody before the game that he's going to run through Pau's fucking chest first play of the game. He's like, I'm just going to run through him. And then they cut to Kobe just running him over, like hitting him like a linebacker. I was like, oh, shit. But the Malice in the Palace is better than the Redeem team in terms of being interesting, but both are good. So that's how I learned about people.
You have that officiating one too, which is
I watched that one too.
Interesting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should talk about Westbrook-Ikhine scores at the
Thanks, Adam. I asked people to give me new channel names since the Broncos are so bad that I can't in good faith call my channel That's Good Sports anymore. That's Good Broncos. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
understandable.
What were you about to say, Will? My apologies.
That's okay. Westbrook-Ikhine scores right before half. He also gets wide open on a flea flicker.
Mm-hmm.
And that was – so they scored, obviously, in the 2-minute drill and a trick play.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that kind of like highlights how good the defense was just kind of on average. Like it took like a last second – spread it out kind of drive where they scored on 3rd and goal, by a couple inches. Wasn't easy. Derrick Henry didn't hit 50 yards, I don't think, in this game.
53, but
did he? Okay.
We'll call it 49.
We'll round down, so I'm right.
You're correct.
And the flea flicker, it's like, okay, yeah, if you can execute a good flea flicker and you can fool us, more power to you. I respect it. The Titans outsmarting themselves by putting Malik Willis in on 3rd and 1 and fumbling was interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
But
How
it just
fitting?
go
How
ahead.
fitting is it that the first fumble the Broncos recover? I think it was the second fumble on the season. I think it was the first fumble they actually recovered the season, the defense, followed by a 3-and-out by the offense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They also had Kareem Jackson dropped an interception.
Yeah.
But the Titans also dropped about 3 interceptions.
Yeah,
one that was in the end zone. Another one that I think was a deep ball for Montreal Washington. And then one where
you threw it behind Dulcich, right?
Yeah, Dulcich, and then Terrence Mitchell just dropped it. So those kind of balance out at the end of the day. But I guess my greater point is that, like, damn, how pissed off should the defense be at the offense right now? I mean, we talked about it earlier. They'd be 8-1 if the offense just scored 18 points in every single goddamn game. I would be pissed if I were the defense.
Yeah.
Like Ejiro Evero. I don't think it's a good idea to make him an interim head coach. But
I think you should just give him a 5-year contract as your next.
I think you should probably just give him a 5-year contract.
Yeah, because you can't afford for him to walk away at this point.
No, he's the best coach. Like, he is. He's working miracles back there. It's not like it's not like he wasn't missing his Pro Bowl safety, Baron Browning, and Randy Gregory, and all these guys,
and doing it,
Ronald Darby, etc.
Doing it their first week without Chubb as well. So you've got 3 different edge rushers out, and Nick Bonito early. He and Jacob Martin were both getting pressure. Bonito had a great play against the run. And so, like, there's just nothing missed there. And you're right. Yeah, Simmons is out. And obviously the Titans are not like a team you got to worry about passing too effectively. But they run the ball really well. And we thought, the Broncos struggled a little bit against Travis Etienne. But kept Derrick Henry in check. Everything else doesn't matter who you throw in through that rotation. They get coached up, and Evero he's done a great job. And it's just unfortunate that it's quite possibly like the Broncos offense is historically bad. And I don't just mean for the Broncos, like
just for football,
for the NFL, for football. It's the worst offense in the NFL. And I don't think it's close.
I know it might be a bit early to tell on Fields, but are you regretting not getting him yet? The Bears aren't good, but there's hope.
Yeah. The Bears just dismantled their defense for their future, and it's costing them games, and it's unfortunate because Fields. I think I need to see Justin Fields. I need to see him. I need to see more before I can go back to wanting Justin Fields over Pat Surtain.
Yeah, I mean, he's been good the last couple of weeks, but I haven't seen a quarterback get praised this much during two losses than the last 2 weeks in Chicago.
Yeah, I think he's put up more rushing yards over a 4 or 5 game stretch than any other QB ever. I don't know.
Again, an apology is owed to Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Damn right. Yeah.
But it's been very fun to watch. But I also really, really like Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, I do too.
So I wouldn't want to get rid of him. I don't have a problem with the process that went into building this team at all.
No, just some of these educated guesses aren't working out. I would take Justin Fields over Russell Wilson right now, and I would take Justin Fields over Russell Wilson for the next 7 years at this point.
Yeah, no, I would too. The question also kind of goes to like Justin Fields with Fangio and
No, that wouldn't work.
What's going
Nope.
on there? That's a year
Nope.
wasted.
Yep.
Who do they get after that? Do they go with Nathaniel Hackett in that case?
Don't know. No clue.
It's like he's not doing anything in this offense.
You would just say hopefully they go with freaking Eberflus and Getsy, right?
I guess so.
Or Kevin O'Connell and Getsy. I don't know. Kevin O'Connell
Or just Kevin O'Connell.
Just straight up Kevin O'Connell?
Or Brian Dable.
Yeah,
or Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, Dable. Oh man, Mike McDaniel's the one who got away. But I mean, would Mike McDaniel be coaching this offense as well without
Tyreek Hill,
the weapons that the Dolphins have? Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the Broncos trade 3 first-round picks for Tyreek Hill.
With Justin Fields and Mike McDaniel. Wow. Let's just create. We need to for your gaming channel, Will, you need to create the altverse for the Broncos and do all that shit.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think that might make me really sad, but it could also get me a lot of views.
Yeah. Should try it. Anything's better. So I titled this that the Broncos are not fixable, and they're not.
No.
Even if
eventually, but not
fairly decent. Like, man, it's just the injuries right now are so severe to too many key players. Javonte, Tim Patrick, all of the offensive line, KJ Hamler, Jerry. Like, think about that. Your receiving core, 3 of your 4 top guys gone right now. And maybe KJ's back next week. Who knows with Jerry Jeudy? And even those guys, when they're healthy, we've learned they're probably not the greatest group of ball catchers. So you've got problems in the passing game. Dulcich, Russ tried to hit him a couple times, had a deep one. He was just a little bit off on. That's going to happen. It was still like a decent throw. It's just a hair, over Dulcich. And the running back situation is god awful. And why did the Buccaneers win today? Because they ran the football, and their rookie got over 100 rushing yards. It helped them tremendously. And I'm referencing the Buccaneers because Will and I did a video about the QBs declining: Rodgers, Brady, Russell Wilson, and Matt Stafford.
Yeah, I kind of strangely, I think someone commented immediately, what about Matt Ryan? And I was like, oh, I just forgot about him. That's why.
Yeah, we forgot. That's what I think I answered that. I just didn't put him on there.
Yeah, I just forgot.
But he was hurt and out. I felt like his situation was different too. But it's a lot of things going wrong. And if everything was going right, I think Russell Wilson would be an average QB right now. He's a bad quarterback right now.
I think you could elevate him to be an above average quarterback with a better situation right now.
Yeah. He's getting it doesn't feel like the play calling is conducive to anything he does well.
No.
It doesn't feel like when things are going bad, they can lean on the run.
Does the play calling not
like anytime a play is they ran one boot that worked. I was like, let's just keep doing that.
No.
You never saw that fucking play again.
You didn't.
And again, I don't know the ins and outs of play calling. I don't want to put it all on that, but basically I just need to see more bootlegs because that's the only way I know that the play calling is doing something I recognize.
It just looks, and this might just be a product of the plays themselves not working. But it just looks disjointed. Like one play should set up the next. It's how watching Mike Shanahan felt. It's how watching a Peyton Manning offense feels. It just looks like you're pulling plays out of a hat randomly.
It looks like the way you and I would probably play Madden.
Yeah.
Where you're just picking any fucking play at random, any series.
We'd go deep more though, which would be cooler.
Yeah.
Might not work, but it'd be a lot
It'd be
cooler.
cool if he did.
Be a lot cooler if you did.
Ah. All right. That's all I have to say, I think.
Yeah, I'm out of words.
You got anything?
Hell
Will?
no.
Hell no. All right. Who do we play next week?
The Raiders.
Oh my God. This is the perfect
have
week to play the Raiders.
To KO Josh McDaniels. And Josh McDaniels has the chance to KO Nathaniel Hackett.
Wow. It feels like Josh McDaniels is going to sweep the Broncos, doesn't it, Will?
If he does, then
but the Raiders will keep losing all the rest of their games.
Yeah, I think if I'd take a loss here if it meant the Raiders gave McDaniels another season.
Like the Broncos offense didn't do.
You cut out a little bit there, but I'm sure what you said was interesting.
Damn it. I said that's looking at the next play ahead.
Aha. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right. We're going to get out of here. What if Josh McDaniels gets fired? He might.
It could happen. I think they would have announced it by now, but I don't know.
Yeah. Knowing the Raiders, they'll get around to it on Saturday.
Yeah. And they'll bring John Gruden back, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Good night.
And John Elway plays his entire career without an ACL.
Damn right. And good luck.